Welcome. This is Adeline with adejuansartdolls. I am here with a new video. I know I've been missing for several days. I've been kind of under the weather. So I feel a little better today and I'm back. But today we're going to do a paint with me, and this is to paint a new baby for the shop. This is Alexis. Isn't she gorgeous? I think she is very pretty. She is a very pretty baby. This is Alexis. She is the um, Alexis Kit by Cassie Brace Love. And we're going to reborn her, and we're going to make her a beautiful girl, and she will be put in the shop. And talking about the shop, I have reduced all the babies in the shop. They are on sale till the end of December. So if you need a baby for your baby, head on over to justsoapsyall.com. Look for the page that says the Reborn Shop, and you will be able to view any babies that are in the shop. All of them are on sale now. Okay, and that will be any dolls that I complete up until now. Up until that time, they will all be on sale going in from now until December. Okay, but today we're going to do undertones on Alexis, and so I usually start off with this pan pale powders. These pan pale powders, and this is the number that you can get them from Amazon. This is the ultramarine blue, um, and the number is PB295205, and that's what you look for. And then this one is the blending cream. This is the blending white. It's a colorless blender. Sorry about that, Key. And it doesn't really have a number. I think 10. No, that's not 0. It just says medium in color, transparent. But it's the colorless blender by Pan Pastel. And let me show it to you so that you'll be able to see that. And I get these in Amazon, and they are very inexpensive. And it's going to take you a long time to use this cake of powder. And what you do is there's some already blended, so I won't be blending anymore. But what you do is you just blend, you scrape off some, and I just scrape it off into my top. And I will not need all of that. But I just scrape it off into my top, and I'm just going to pull some back because I won't need all of that. And then you scrape off some white, and you blend it together. And make sure that the white is blended out um, into the blue. And you can do that with a brush. And then I'm going to reach over here and get a brush that I feel that would be good for undertones. I'm just going to keep those out. But you will need sponges. And I don't um, wet these sponges. I just leave them dry um, to to get off. because you will have to blend what you're doing with the powders. You are actually staining the kit. So let's get started. Before we get started, could you like this video and comment, share the videos, and subscribe to this channel. Um, I will be having more Paint With Me series, uh, and I do appreciate you coming to check out my videos. And you can just, you can leave it on or you can take it off right then. It doesn't matter. Not a lot, not a whole lot, because the powders are not going anywhere. And they will stay where you put them, because you're going to rub off most of this anyway. But basically what you're doing, you're just staining the vinyl. And so I'm just putting it where I feel that there's a shadow. And then I will be taking my sponge and sponging off these areas that I am painting, just so that I can get off a lot of this paint, and it just leaves a shadow. I know she looks a hot mess right now, but it will shadow. You just wanting to get a shadow, that's all you wanting to get. And then you take your sponge and you wipe. And I'm going to move that out of the way. And let me rub that out so that it won't get all over my. Okay, and you just rub it out. I'm sorry. Maybe my camera is down a little bit too far. It needs to be up just a little more so that you can actually see what I'm doing, and it will be where I can work with it. Okay, let's turn that over and see. You're just going to be rubbing it out. Because you just want to stain it. More or less blend it in, stain it. Let's see, mine babies are darker, so you can leave a little bit of darkness to the stain on it. Um, Let's see, she's gonna need a little bit more on this side. And I just go on down. She almost comes alive in your face, looking while you're looking at her. It'd be so nice to see how the babies come alive. That's the thrilling part with me, is to see how these babies just come alive in my face, and that just does something. It just does something for me. Yeah. Now, some people have a smooth area here across the bridge of their nose. They have a smooth area that you don't have to darken in here or put a line across it. But if you see that you have a higher bridge, nose bridge, and then deeper eyes there, then you can do that. It just helps with the baby's face, bringing that out. And I think that this is all I'm going to be doing over here. All right. Let's see. Okay, that's how she's going to look. See, it gave her a little depth. It gives them a little depth. Because, see, this is all going to be, this is just the first thing that I do to her. It's all going to be under layers of skin, and layers of paint going to be on top of her. You won't ever know anything. You'll just see just a shadow. Um, I don't do a whole lot with shadowing her limbs. Put a little bit where this is here on her ankles, and a little bit here. And some right there. Just put a little bit over top of her little toes, and then I just blend them out. Just giving it a little shadow there around the ankle and crease of her legs on the side. That just gives a little shadow there, and those little crease rows. Let's put some over here on this side. Right there. Guys, I love westerns. I love westerns. I love all the old westerns that come on. I look at Gunsmoke. I look at any westerns that come on. I was watching the Wagon Train yesterday. My son said, "Mama, what you watching?" I said, "Wagon Train." Wagon Train. I said, "Yeah." Oh, what is Wagon Train? I said, "Well, it's an old western." And I said I watch it. Me and your grandmom used to watch it together. Um, so I have to carry it on since she's not here anymore. And so he says, "You and your westerns. Do you still watch Gunsmoke?" That's every chance I get. I sure do. I like James Arnaz, but that's my pastime is to watch some westerns. I'm on westerns. I like cowboys and girls, Indians. I like all of that. And we're just going to blend these little spots out. I just put some little spots there just to give some shade. When I go to paint it, see, you have these little shaded spots on the ends of these little fat rows around her ankles. Across her toes. And then on her hands, I shade up under her arm. I shade a little bit in that crease right there. And on the edges. I don't shade all of her little fat rolls. But yeah, I shade across her fingers. She's got some fat fingers. My goodness, they're really fat. I didn't realize they were so fat. And inside of this little midsection here, we want to shade inside of there. That will be where the triangle is in the middle of your hand here. That's where the thin skin is, right in there. So let's start it to dust them off. You don't have to do no, you didn't do no hard shaving. I mean, put no whole lot of powders on her, so you don't have to do anything really hard in trying to get it off. I might have time. Let's see. Let's get this done. Under her arm. Okay. Cross the back of her fingers. Do it in the creases of her fingers. Let's get that too. And her thumb. Just in that crease area. Okay. Now that I have those done, um, we can we have a little bit more time, we can do some veining, because that's the next thing that I do is some veining. Let's try not to have any of those smudgings going around. Okay. And let's try to get out as much of this blue paint as I can get out of here. And then I'll find a brush that I have marked veining, which I should have gotten out before now. Let me see. That actually needs to be, what is this one? This says veining, but it's messed up. I don't know if I'm going to be able to use this one. Because it's curving. So let's see. When I do my veining, I usually do my veining in liquid. I will prepare better next time because I didn't really think that I was going to have enough time to do veining. But seeing that I do, I'm going to go ahead and take advantage of that. I'm just using some. This is the waterborne slow dry, and that was a waterborne. This is a waterborne vein in blue undertone paint, and this is a flow medium waterborne. And so, you know, sometimes I use. Okay, why is this not coming out? Sometimes I use my golden paints, and a lot of times I use my waterborne paints. That smells some food, guys. And I've not had lunch either. So let's see about this. Put a few drops of water in there. I'm trying to make it where I can get a drop out at a time. Okay, there you go. I like to keep it like that so I can get a drop out instead of a lot of water coming out. But I'm probably going to have a new brush. This brush is been left in the water too long. Let me just see. Now on the leg, I will do veining. Yeah, it's not gonna work. Yeah, I actually put too much water in this, and I am going to have a new brush. Let's put another drop in there, and let's find uh, a brush. Need that one because that's a brow brush. And I need to be doing some brows on some babies too. Okay, so let's find me another brush here to do these veins. Okay, let's try this one. Let's go ahead and mix it with this. Let's see if I got the right color. Because I might have to add another color. See, that's one way I do a vein. And then I just blot it out. And that's that. And see, sometimes I like to use powders because they don't blot off. They don't do the same way as the blotting of this does. Let's see. Because once you blot it, to make your ends look like that they come in, that it went under the skin. But see, I'm doing them dark, but actually they'll be under the skin, so it won't matter that much. But this baby, I'm not going to actually put a lot of veins on her. I just like seeing the veins after I get her done and she has veins that you can actually see. I love that because people always notice that and comment on, look, she has veins. Yep, she has veins. So yeah, I like when people say, people come up to my table and they point out the things that we have and the things that the babies have. And I be telling them, yeah, well, I try to make the babies as realistic as possible. So therefore, she has to have the same things that we have. I keep smelling food, guys. Just 1 second. I don't have anything on. I don't know where that's coming from. I don't have a stove on or anything. I've not fixed anything for breakfast. I've not even eaten breakfast this morning. I wasn't hungry, and so I didn't eat anything. And so yeah, I don't know where that food is coming from. Now, that's the veins on the side of her leg, and those are the ones that's in the back of her leg. This one should be coming down like that. And let's blot that out. But that's how I do that on her legs, just to give it some veining. I love veining. Let's just start back here in the back of her leg. And you know, veining is not where you need to make them exact. No, you don't. You don't need to make them exact at all. So when you look at your veins, they are not exact. You look at both your hands and your legs, they are not exact. They are different. But if you notice, well, I don't know, you don't notice that anyway. But your veins actually connect all through your body. Your veins connect. That's why we show the illusion of them stopping, because under the skin, you can't tell whether they're under the skin or not. You can't tell. So that's the illusion. And I just make them any kind of way because it's not that important. You're not going to see, you don't see a whole lot of veins in your body. Nobody really pays attention to a whole lot of veins. Unless you're going to get a shot. Then you'll pay attention a whole lot because they're trying to find that vein. And that hurts sometimes when they're trying to do that. Okay, that's what that one is going to look like with the veins on it. And now we'll do veins in the head. I mean, in his arm. And we'll do veins. Got some veins in his hands. Let me see. It is a vein that comes down on this side of your arm. It's a big noticeable vein. And you see a vein up here at the top of your shoulder, like. And sometimes when reborn in these babies, if you just look for simpler things as these, just to see where they lie on you, where you can put them on the baby. Okay, that's enough. And that's where she has a vein. There, up there. On the arms, over there. See? Let's get this big vein that comes down here. And then one that you may see under her arm. Maybe a smaller one. And then this one that's on the front of her shoulder. And then coming down the back of her arm. Maybe some smaller ones. Okay. And her inside of her arm here. May see some. And then on her arms, little puffiness on the arms there. Let me see some. I forgot to get the thumb on the other hand. Because there is a vein that runs down your thumb. Let's do that on this hand. Because I like to get that thumb on this part of your hand. Okay. Yep. Okay. Yeah, that's the hand. Oh, let me do the outside on here. That, there. Okay. Yeah, that's the hand. See, it don't take much for veins. Veins are easy. Veins are real easy. And let's get these veins on her head. Okay. This is the part that's most intricate because these babies go all over the head. And I try to make them all connect somehow. And if you're going to do a bald baby, you would really want to show the veins because they look so neat on the head. Because that's why you see, excuse me, that's why you see the majority of these veins in the baby's head. But even though I paint, I may not paint, root the majority of my babies, well, I do. Um, I still like to put the veins in the head. Some people put the veins, put the veins in the head. Don't put the veins in the head if they're going not if they're going to root them. Um, but I still like rooting them and putting the veins in the head. I think it just looks neat. Okay. Because the head really has the most veins ever. Hmm. I like that. Okay. That's probably about all the veins I'm going to put on this head. Okay. I think this looks nice. See? That looks nice. Okay. All right. Well, I think that that's what I'm going to do for today on this beautiful baby. And I think that you need to come back and join me for the next paint with me in Reborning this Alexis kit. I've not chosen a name for her, so I'm not really sure who she's going to be just yet. Um, I have not, I can't put a name with her yet. She doesn't, she has to grow on me a little bit. I can't put a name with her just right now. But please come back and paint with me to get this beautiful girl together. Let's see, let's show her again and see how beautiful she's turning out to be. She is going to be gorgeous. Just wait until these layers of paint, skin layers get on her. She is going to be simply beautiful. So, guys, please come back, like my videos, share my videos, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye.